Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, RTA concerned about vehicle increase, Masiu stresses on online safety for kids, and JT9s teams confirmed. A decision on Gilbert Toropo's bid to set aside a Supreme Court order that stayed a national court order he had obtained to remain as commander has been moved to a later date. The matter returned on Tuesday morning after it was adjourned from Monday, 7th of February 2022. It was presided by a three-man Supreme Court bench consisting Justice George Manuhu, Justice Colin McKyle, and Justice Eric Carrico. As per the decision of the one-man Supreme Court bench on January 14, 2022, Justice Derek Hutchins said the matter should be made before a full bench of the High Court as provided by the Supreme Court rules. The three-man bench heard the arguments and reserved its decision to a later date. Solicitor General Tauvasa Tanuvasa is representing the National Executive Council and Attorney General Dr. Eric Kwa against former Defense Force Commander Gilbert Toropo. NEC-appointed Major General Mark Goina remains commander of the PNG Defense Force. Minister for Information and Communication Technology Timothy Masiu said online safety for children is an important priority for the government. He made this statement during the Safe Internet Day 2022, where he announced the release of a Parent's Guide to Being Cyber Smart publication. He called on parents particularly to guide their children online.
As the internet becomes more accessible and affordable, issues pertaining to cyber safety, cybersecurity, and cybercrime have emerged. The issues surrounding cybersecurity require immediate policy and operational intervention to ensure the safety of all citizens, including children. Minister for Information and Communication Technology Timothy Masiu, during the Safe Internet Day 2022, said online safety for children is an important priority for the government. The minister also, on behalf of the PNG Safer Internet Committee, announced the release of a Parent's Guide to Being Cyber Smart publication. He further called on parents, particularly, to guide their children while accessing online sites. Masiu stated that children are now having easy access to the unfiltered internet through mobile phones, tablets, and computers without proper guidance, where they are vulnerable to unsafe content. The theme for the Safe Internet Day 2022 is Together for a Better Internet. Jumaima Sukbat, TVWAN News.
The NEC-approved mandatory pilotage and marine conservation area, JOMOD Passage in the waters of Milne Bay Province, is a declared particular sensitive sea area that needs special protection. Recently, the Louisiade People's Foundation raised a serious concern that a pilotage service expression of interest advertisement had been done without much consultation with the people of the JOMOD Passage. Located between Milne Bay's Louisiade archipelago and the passage that connects the Solomon Seas with the Coral Seas is the JOMOD Passage. In 2020, the National Executive Council approved the passage as a mandatory pilotage and marine conservation area due to the marine life surrounding JOMOD Island, which is extremely diverse in nature and needs to be protected from the impacts of oil spills, marine debris, and physical harm caused by grounding of ships and vessels. Recently, the Louisiade People's Foundation raised serious concern that a pilotage service expression of interest advertisement had been done without consultation with the people of the JOMOD Passage. President and Chairman Jerome Tiote said the JOMOD Passage discussions are sensitive issues for the island people. For many years, they have waited for the government to do right by them for the benefit of the people, but once again have been left out. Tiote urges authorities to engage in meaningful and genuine consultation with the people before calling for bids for pilotage. He said locals are still awaiting the government process of landowner identification. The matter will also be raised with Samarai Murua MP, Isi Henry Leonard. The issue of the JOMOD Passage was raised on the floor of Parliament in 2021 by former Minister for Transport and Infrastructure and current Minister for Commerce and Industry William Sam, urging stakeholders and leaders of the province to unite and mobilize the people within the area to reach an agreement. Governor-General Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai has, on behalf of the people and government of Papua New Guinea, conveyed his message of congratulations to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on the 70th anniversary of her accession to the throne. The Queen acceded the throne on 6 February 1952 following the death of her father, King George VI. Grand Chief Sir Bob reflected on the long and distinguished life of the Queen as nothing short of remarkable and a true reflection of service and commitment to the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. As part of celebrations commemorating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee anniversary, her daughter Princess Anne will visit PNG in April. West New Britain Governor Sasindran Muthuvel officially opened a double classroom at Buluma Primary School today in the Hoskins LLG of Thalassia District. He emphasized on how important education is in building the country's human resources.
Lo destroy untla country, untla civilization. You don't need logo na trauma untla atomic bomb, salim rocket go, one kind weapons logo. You gonna destroy education blow this la country. This la country by destroy. Suppose you know look out in educational infrastructure. Suppose you know look out in all teachers. But time you know look out in this la educational infrastructure na teachers. Then this la society am bound to destroy.
TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
If you have any ongoing medical conditions, should you get vaccinated against COVID-19?
For most conditions, the answer is yes. When you have an ongoing medical condition like cancer, chronic lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, or HIV, your immune system may be weakened and you are at an increased risk of being hospitalized from the COVID-19 virus. The COVID-19 vaccine helps strengthen your immune system to protect you from severe illness and death. Talk to a health worker about the benefits of vaccination if you have an ongoing medical condition.
Vaccination against COVID-19 is the best way to keep everyone safe.
Call the COVID-19 helpline on toll-free number 1-800-200. This message is authorized by the National Department of Health and supported by the Media Development Initiative under the PNG Australian Partnership.
Whatever you need for your building and home improvements, we got you covered. Hardware House. We supply high-quality professional tools, plumbing and electrical supplies, homeware and outdoor products, paints, building materials and much more, all at affordable prices. And with our experienced staff, we will provide you with the right advice and help you need. So for all your building and home improvement needs, Bayu Kisimware, Hardware House. Quality at affordable prices.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Open Nets. making white flour rice ikama favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
Welcome back. The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission has announced the new retail fuel prices for this month, which took effect on Tuesday, 8 February 2022. The indicative retail prices for petrol, diesel, and kerosene will all increase significantly on average throughout Papua New Guinea.
The ICCC has announced an increase in fuel prices for the month of February. Petrol prices will increase by 25.99 toya per litre, diesel prices by 32.06 toya per litre, while kerosene prices will increase by 30.91 toya per litre. The significant increase in domestic fuel prices was mainly attributed to the 17.48% average price increase in crude oil prices from December 2021 to January 2022. ICCC says that the increase in the domestic fuel prices is a result of increased global oil prices, adding that many countries are also experiencing this significant increase in their domestic fuel prices. The domestic retail fuel prices for this month are inclusive of the import parity prices, domestic sea and road freight rates for the first quarter of 2022, the annual wholesale and retail margins for 2022, applicable excise duties, and goods and services tax. Retail prices in other designated centers in the country will change according to their quarterly approved domestic freight rates and their respective annual retail margins for 2022. Jumaima Sukba, TV1 News.
On average, at least 2 to 5 new or used vehicles hit the busy roads of Port Moresby, imported from either China or Japan. Road Traffic Authority CEO Nelson Terama says the increase in vehicle numbers in Port Moresby is out of control. While the regulator has no right to stop motor car dealers, issues like overcrowding, road rage, and traffic congestions are existent.
Around 10 to 20 new vehicles or used cars reached the shores of PNG from Japan, Singapore, the UK, New Zealand, and Fiji through motor car dealers. Road Traffic Authority CEO Nelson Terama says while good and quality vehicles are replacing old vehicles on the streets, the increase in vehicle numbers in Port Moresby is hard to control. Terama says RTA as a regulator has no right to stop motor car dealers from meeting customer needs.
That RTA as a regulator, we cannot say that, okay, now we stop importing vehicles. And then we have to, sort out some of these challenges. And then we can create more space for more vehicles to come. And we cannot do that because we as a regulating agency, we have no right to stop someone from bringing vehicle into the country. So as the motor car dealers, so it is an ongoing activity happening from every day.
Terama says with lack of proper planning by city authorities, new and used imports cannot be accommodated because there is simply overcrowding on the city roads. Issues like severe traffic congestions, road rage and car accidents are obvious.
Put a car parks outside of the city, like other countries are doing. Say 9 Mile or Bautama, somewhere so that all the vehicles coming into the city has to park them and get onto the public transport to do their shopping in the city.
The Road Traffic Authority can only work with city authorities, police and relevant agencies to address this issue. Godwin Eki, TV1 News.
Meantime, the Road Traffic Authority says public transport remains a problem in the country, let alone Port Moresby. Part of the problem is that privately owned public transport do not meet roadworthy standards, besides overcharging customers.
Papua New Guineans are fortunate to have access to owning and running a public transport service. However, privately owned public transport are not providing standard services, nor running roadworthy buses and even taxis. PMV buses especially have not been completing their routes and are overcharging customers.
The city authority have requested for some new licenses to relieve or to provide bus services to those unserviced routes in the city, which we have a dialogue with the city administration, and we have issued 9 licenses so far.
The RTA CEO has directed this concern to the National Capital District Commission to support them in controlling and managing public transport for city residents, as well as keeping those providing these services in check. Some of the areas that need visiting include public transport parking area and bus terminals.
The service they provide is not really to the standard that is required.
Terema suggested that road contractors or engineers, when designing roads, should consider bus terminals, crossings and taxi parks to avoid traffic congestions and related issues. It is no secret that buses and taxis have a tendency to stop anywhere along a busy road to collect or offload passengers, and this is dangerous.
Sometimes when they do the road constructions, they do not accommodate the bus terminals or bus stops. So sometimes you will see that taxis and buses, they force themselves to stop somewhere to pick up a passenger or to drop off a passenger. That's where likely accidents happen.
Terema said RTA is already in talks with NCDC on how to improve bus terminals and bus stops and taxi parking. Godwin Eki, TV1 News.
It is estimated that business confidence for this year will improve due to business investments, mergers and acquisitions in Papua New Guinea and the South Pacific. This is according to the BSP Pacific Economic and Marketing Insight for December quarter 2021. BSP's Peter Beswick said announcements by investors in the country has demonstrated strong international investment intentions for 2022. According to the BSP Pacific Economic and Marketing Insight for December quarter 2021, the improvement in business confidence for year 2022 is due to business investments, mergers and acquisitions in PNG and the South Pacific. BSP Group General Manager Corporate Bank Peter Beswick said announcements by investors in Papua New Guinea and the South Pacific has demonstrated a strong international investment intentions that will lift economic activities for PNG and the South Pacific in 2022. Beswick said the mining companies continue to be an attractive investment destination. The growth in mining industry is estimated to be 5.4%. which reflects the expected recommencement of the Porgera mine and improvements in Oktedi production and Wafi-Golpu this year. Beswick stated that the merger of Santos and Oil Search and the reopening of the Porgera mine, coupled with the PNG government's commitment to accelerate and support opportunities and development outcomes of Wafi-Golpu mine in Morobe province, will deliver significant investments with landowners and local businesses in PNG. Furthermore, the bank said telecommunication companies are also anticipating investment opportunities in PNG and the Pacific. BSP stated that despite the pandemic posing a significant downside risk on businesses, infrastructure and election-related spending in PNG would likely provide some uplift, as well as the resource mining and communication projects boost. You're watching TV1 News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
At BSP, we continue to offer our valued customers smart banking solutions. We're proud to introduce our new range of Visa chip cards, now providing our customers convenient options to shop with touch and go and enhanced security features. For any purchase up to 50 kina, you can simply touch and go. And for other amounts, simply insert your card and enter your PIN. Enjoy the convenience and safety of a BSP chip card, available at your local BSP branch. BSP, our bank, our people.
Back to School 2022 i come up easy turu wantem roots rice. 600 per line ikan gat sans lo win him 500 kina lo hap money mark lo 300,000 kina. Lo gat sans lo win, you must buy him 10 kg roots rice product. Write him contact details below antap lo empty bag. Na drop him entry inside lo entry box lo store. Vieni mipla online or sek him store lo kisi motok save. Win him school fee money wantem roots rice. Good pella rice, good pella price.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise and unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TV1 to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Welcome back. The first lot of athletes visited the PNG High Performance today for testing and screening. High Performance Director Cornelius Papau says while it is a race against time, High Performance PNG will do its best to get the athletes ready in time for the Games.
To kickstart High Performance PNG's involvement with Team PNG, yesterday they welcomed the first lot of athletes for tennis and squash for testing and screening. High Performance Manager Cornelius Papau says it is very important that athletes are screened and tested to ensure they are injury-free. Papau says Team PNG has a busy year ahead and sports federations have a big task ahead to get all their athletes ready. Team PNG is preparing for the Mini Pacific Games and the Commonwealth Games.
Preparing for the Mini Pacific Games and the Commonwealth Games in England. So Mini Pacific Games will be in June, mid-June, and straight after that will be the Commonwealth Games in England.
According to Papau, 140 athletes will come through the High Performance PNG to conduct testing and screening as per list from Team PNG Justification Committee.
Few around about 10 power athletes, which is good, especially the females, and which is good with table tennis. A couple of sports that are like on the priority list, especially the medal winners like boxing and weightlifting. You know, it's a huge call for us to have them train under high performance.
PNG weightlifting athletes are scheduled to come in today for high performance training to go through their testing and screening in preparation for the upcoming Mini Pacific Games in Northern Marianas. Godwin Eki, TV1 Sports.
Chief Executive Officer of PNG Sports Foundation, Albert Vertau, says the foundation is happy that most of the sporting facilities are open to athletes to begin training. Team PNG is preparing for two important events this year.
With most of PNG Sports Foundation facilities now available to athletes, PNG SF CEO Albert Vertau is pleased that athletes can utilize facilities to prepare for the Mini Pacific Games and the Commonwealth Games. However, not all facilities are 100% at their disposal.
The Taram Aquatic Centre have been, parts of it have been given back to us by the St. John's ambulance and also the Pomgen Hospital, because they've been using that as a hospital. So in recent weeks, there have been a lot of movements of bodies and equipments and stuff going back into the Taram Aquatic Centre. So I think the team's pretty much ready now to take on all the sports that need to be put through the program.
The Sports Foundation is reaching out to athletes of all sporting codes to use the facilities that are accessible.
In Ley, the indoor stadium's not open. At Bishini netball courts, that facility is still closed and only COVID being used as a COVID facility. The parts of Goroka has been closed because the same thing being used as a hospital. So,
Vertau stressed that high performance is an essential and integral part of athlete preparation. They want to ensure PNG athletes can be well prepared to compete at a high level. Meantime, COVID-19 has had an immense impact to sports in the country, including PNG High Performance, for nearly 2 years. Godwin Eki, TV1 Sports.
The 6th annual JT Rugby League 9s Cup tournament scheduled for next month is set to go with all registrations and other necessary tournament requirements completed. 40 men's teams, 14 women and 40 under-20 boys teams have been confirmed for this year's tournament, which starts on the 2nd of March 2022 at the JT Stadium in Calgary.
The JT9s tournament promises to be bigger and better this year, with a massive 94 teams from across the city and surrounding communities registered to participate. The tournament took a break in 2020 due to the COVID-19 lockdown, but returned in 2021. Mosby South Rugby League chairman and JT9s tournament director Bagelo Solian said, with the tournament dates and schedule now set, continued dialogue and briefings with teams is crucial to make sure teams follow the tournament rules, more so practicing nuclear passing measures before, during and after each game day.
Basically the process of how we come in and we go out and how we conduct ourselves on the day is really important to ensure that the tournament does continue. We don't want any stoppages due to, breaching SOPs and Bunny's protocols that we've set up in place.
Solian said from all accounts, this year's tournament will also showcase a number of newcomers who are ready to give some of the marquee teams a good run for their money.
It's really even tussle. You've got the Pepsi champions taking part this year, Pepsi champions, TI Vikings, so they're in a bit of form. You've also got last year Cup winners, 54 Bears coming back again, and these guys have got some good name players in there. You've also got Funeral Home Llamas. I'd like to see how the Karo Kings and Ave Rugby League from Mekeo go. Those are unknown talents, so it's pretty even tussle, I'd say.
The JT9s Cup tournament will kick off with the under-20s from the 2nd to the 6th of March, followed by the senior men's division from 8th to 12th of March, with all grand finals played on Sunday, March 13, 2022. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Mosby South Mini Sports Stadium has been regarded as the best district stadium in the country at the moment. Since its official opening in 2018, the stadium has been well kept and in good nick, including its playing surface. Just this week, 4 poles were erected with floodlights, which means the facility can also cater for games and other community activities.
This year we've got our light poles installed, so we might take the games a bit later into the afternoon and probably early in the evening. So that's something that we haven't experienced in the past, some evening games. Number 2, TVWAN will be set up to broadcast our matches. That's why we've stressed really importantly to all our teams to bring in the player identifications and profiles, so those players can be put out for TVWAN to expose to, rugby league fraternity where people are looking to scout players. It's also a good opportunity for talents or untapped talents to showcase their talent nationally. So hopefully in the city teams who are watching might pick up 1 or 2 players that they find, good for them.
And that ends TV1 News tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water. Cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Have a top week ahead. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.